You're sitting in a room at Hendrick Motorsports. It's a Monday morning. Nobody has said a word yet. And then the door opens, but it's not the crew chief who walks in first. It's not the competition director either. It's Rick Hendrick. And before anyone else in that room can speak, he does. For anyone who has worked inside that building for more than a year, that single moment changes the temperature of the room, because everyone there knows exactly what it means when Rick Hendrick talks first. Someone who spent a decade inside that organization has now gone public with what that moment actually represents. He isn't doing it to create drama. He's doing it because, heading into the biggest stretch of the 2026 season, that exact warning sign is showing up again. For cars. One of the most successful organizations this sport has ever built. And a season that looks nothing like what people associate with Hendrick Motorsports. Before we go further, if you're new here, this channel is NASCAR Voltage, and we're closing in on 500 subscribers. If breakdowns like this are useful to you, subscribing costs nothing and it genuinely helps this channel keep going. So what actually happens after Rick Hendrick sits down and talks first? The answer explains almost everything happening at Hendrick Motorsports right now. Start with Kyle Larson. The defending champion has gone through a winless streak that stretched from 39 races to 43 races as the season progressed. He is currently posting his worst average finish since 2015. At Watkins Glen, he finished 23rd, the worst road course result for Hendrick Motorsports since 2005. After a difficult run at Chicagoland, Larson told reporters directly, "I'm just mad at myself tonight." Not every voice in the sport reads the slump the same way. NASCAR analyst Brad Gilley, speaking on PRN Fast Talk, compared the current criticism of Larson to the doubts once directed at Jimmy Johnson early in his career, doubts that turned out to be wrong. Then there's William Byron. A year ago he was the regular season champion and a three-time championship for qualifier. Right now, he sits 12th in points, barely above the cutoff line. One statistic captures the drop clearly. Byron currently has fewer laps led this season than a part-time Truck Series driver running unfamiliar Cup equipment. Alex Bowman has dealt with vertigo and missed multiple races this year. Even with two recent top 3 finishes, his underlying numbers tell a rougher story. He ranks 28th in points per race, a figure that looks worse than his surface results suggest. Chase Elliott is the one bright spot, technically. His win at Martinsville came from a 2-stop fuel strategy gamble, and his team collected 0 stage points that day. In the same race, Denny Hamlin led 292 laps and still didn't win. Even the good news at Hendrick Motorsports this year comes with an asterisk attached. A NASCAR-focused account, Beyond the Flag, summarized the mood with a post caption simply, "Everything is just fine," placed next to the 4 Hendrick finishing positions from Watkins Glen. Zoom out further and the picture gets worse. Toyota is dominating the manufacturer standings, with Tyler Reddick already sitting on 5 wins this season. Team Penske has now passed Hendrick Motorsports in total win count. And here's the number that stings the most: both Trackhouse Racing and Spire Motorsports, Hendrick's own satellite team, have matched Hendrick's flagship win total this year. Spire Motorsports, an organization with a single win across the last 6.5 years, is currently arguably the strongest Chevrolet team on the grid. Strip away stage points entirely, and Larson drops to 13th in the standings, behind 3 other Chevrolet drivers who aren't even his teammates. Think about that for a second. The most successful Chevrolet organization in NASCAR history is currently being outrun by its own satellite operation. So what's actually causing this? The center of the problem is the car itself, specifically the 2026 Camaro ZL1 body update, which brought a larger hood power dome, a revised front grille, and reworked rocker panels. Every Chevrolet team received the same update. Only Hendrick Motorsports is visibly struggling with it. Team President Jeff Andrews has acknowledged there is still a lot of work left to do on the car. This isn't the first time a body change has hurt this organization. The 2018 body change also produced Hendrick's slowest start in years. Elliott was the only winner that season. Bowman didn't win again until 2019. Byron didn't win again until 2020. And there's an added layer of irony here. In November 2025, Rick Hendrick himself said he was excited about this redesigned car body. The thing that excited him the most is the exact thing his team currently can't solve. This is where the story gets its clearest window into what's actually happening behind closed doors, and the source is Dale Earnhardt Jr., speaking on his own podcast, Dale Jr. Download. His perspective carries weight for a specific reason. He spent a decade driving for Hendrick Motorsports, and his own organization, Junior Motorsports, remains partnered with the team today. According to Earnhardt, when Rick Hendrick walks into a room and speaks first, the previous week's race stops being the topic. Fixing the problem becomes the topic. He described those meetings turning serious fast, quoting Hendrick's message to the team directly, "You'll better freaking figure it out." Earnhardt also described how rare it is to see Hendrick's tone shift that way, saying, "Rick rarely ever gets stern, it's pretty damn serious." What follows, according to Earnhardt, is a chain reaction across the organization. Engineers, the engine shop, and the aerodynamics department all begin racing to bring back a fix, with everyone inside the building wanting to be the one who returns to Rick Hendrick with the answer. Earnhardt also pointed to Jeff Gordon's growing authority as vice chairman inside the organization, adding half-jokingly, "I wouldn't want to get on Jeff Gordon's bad side either." That's not panic. That's a machine built to turn pressure into speed. But here's the uncomfortable question nobody has answered yet: what if this time, the pressure isn't enough? There's real tension between two positions here, and neither one has been settled. The case for hope points directly at last year. 2025's mid-season slump followed almost the identical script: personnel adjustments, the same fix-it pressure from ownership, and it ended with Kyle Larson hoisting the championship trophy at Phoenix. The case for doubt rests on three separate risks. First, a diagnostic risk. What if the team has simply misjudged what's wrong with the car, meaning no amount of effort fixes the actual problem? Second, a human risk. Pressure from an owner like Rick Hendrick can tighten a team up just as easily as it can motivate one, and overcorrection carries its own danger. Third, a format risk. The returning 2004-2013 style championship format offers no win and you're in safety net, meaning a single bad race can be catastrophic. Earnhardt's own warning to drivers under that format was blunt: don't be the one to stub your toe. Same company. Same warning sign. Same playbook that worked last year. So why does this stretch of the season feel different? The fan reaction reflects that same split. One camp points directly at the results and asks why one of the most talented rosters in the garage is producing performances this ordinary. The other camp points at 2025 as proof that this organization has a track record of clawing its way back when it matters most. That same divide showed up earlier this season too, when parts of the fan base pushed back on NASCAR's coverage of Larson's storyline with comments like, "We get it, he's your golden boy." Is Rick Hendrick's quiet pressure exactly what turns this season around, or is this the year the cracks finally run too deep to patch? Drop your prediction in the comments, and if this kind of breakdown is useful to you, sharing it helps more than you'd think. NASCAR Voltage is closing in on 500 subscribers, and every subscribe, like, and comment moves that number. If you enjoy real NASCAR breakdowns like this, you'll like what's coming next, because the growing tension between Chevrolet and Hendrick Motorsports is a story on its own, and some veterans in the garage think the manufacturer itself might be quietly costing this team a championship.